Hey, folks, good evening again. Um, Try to keep it short and keep it moving. I mean, I have a billion words to say about Nate, Nathaniel, Lewis. When I met Nate, it was one of those things was, where in the hell did this kid come from that's so good? Everybody gets an aha moment when you run into somebody that's better than you and you say, how does he do that? And our friendship developed from then on. We went from every court from one end of Saratoga, the south end, the north end, the east end, the west end. Basketball courts that were built, friends' backyard basketball courts, side alley courts, wherever you can name it. Me and Nate did it together, along with others, but us two were the ones. You know, we practiced on a hanger basket as kids in my bedroom in Vanderbilt Terrace, dunking the basketball, shooting jumpers from the closet. That didn't stop at a young age. We were doing that as teenagers while you're playing JV and varsity basketball. It only stopped because somebody put a hole in the wall. My mother said, that's enough of that. You guys ain't doing that up here no more. You know, but integrity, honesty, loyalty, friendship over 50 years. Me and Nate have been together. And to see where he is at today, moving forward, I'm glad to be part of his life. And I hope to be a continuing part of his life and his family's life. With that, I want to give you my man, Nate the Great Lewis.
I want to thank you, Jimmy, who has been a great friend of mine for many years. And we did put that hole in the wall. I don't know who put it in the wall. God bless your mother. I want to thank all of the inductees. I want to thank the committee here for inducting me, because when Rennie came up to me 3 years ago and said he wanted to induct me, I asked him, did he have the right guy? I said, you must be looking for somebody else, not me. I didn't deserve to be there. But first of all, I just want to thank my family. My family's here with me. I want to thank my lovely wife who has been behind me. I've known her. She lived across the street from me since she was 11 years old. I want to thank my sister, my nieces, my uncles. They're all here. And when you got your family here, you have everything. So, I want to take you on a quick trip. I want you to remember these three things, 3 F's, and they're good F's. 3 F's. Fun, family first. After family, you got friendship. And after friendship, you have fun. Okay, let's talk about the family. We go way back. I go back and growing up in Brooklyn, New York, and my family didn't have much either. I grew up in the projects of Brooklyn, and we did the same thing. My uncle's here right now. Instead of being able to get on the basketball court, some of them were torn down in the areas. So we did the same thing. We put up a hanger, put some socks together, jumped around in the room. And some guys that I really thought about in professional leagues were Earl of Pearl, you know, Walt Clyde Frazier and those guys on the Knicks. And you try to emulate that in your process. But under your 3 categories of family, friendship, and fun, you have 3 other subcategories. And the first one is, like John said, love. Okay, so when you have your family, showing love is the number one thing that you want to do. Love you too. And I see that all of the inductees have all their families and friends out here, so I know there's a lot of love in the room. From love, you have teamwork. And basketball, for the love of the game, you can hear me say this a couple of times, for the love of the game, teamwork is there. Basketball has taught me teamwork. And my mom, God bless her, she left the earth here last year, but she taught us teamwork. And that's where I learned how to become the point guard. Because my sister and my brother were in the house, and my mom says, hey, when I get home, I want the dishes washed, things cleaned up. And I looked, and it was getting close. See, they weren't used to looking at the clock in the game like me. But it was getting close, and Mom was coming home. So me being a point guard, I had to take that up and say, Alice, she's over there, get those dishes together, get my brother Skeeter. She said, clean up that room. We got to sweep the floor. Somebody's got to bring the ball up. So for the love of the game, basketball has taught me that, okay? So when you think about family, okay, you're thinking about your, working together, friendship, and winning. So here's the winning part of it. When Mom got home, she was pretty nice because things were done. And when you win, you're happy. So our team won. So that's part of the family part of it. Now, friendship, it's going to have the same 3 components there, okay? Same 3 components. So you're going to show love with your friends. Basketball has shown me one thing, that no matter what your background is, no matter what your social status is, that when we stand on the court, everyone's the same. We're all ball players. We all want to do the same thing. We want to show love with each other. So as you grow up, you go to different communities and play ball. We should take a team up to Glens Falls and go over to Schenectady. Yeah, John, we met you over in that court over there. We bring my boys up there, we meet John, and we go up to Glens Falls and just all over. Bring a crew over to Troy. But what you learn is how to share love for meeting people that you've never met before. That's the same thing on the court. When you see the other team down on the court, guys that you've seen in the street, in the parks, or just shaking hands with the other team and showing them love before the game, before you beat them. Teamwork. Teamwork still is there also, okay, with your friends. Because we play baseball, we play basketball and things like that, and we brought all of our gloves and things like that to the park. And whoever was up would just pick up a glove, pick up a bat, or whatever, and play together. That's the teamwork that you learn with your friends. If somebody needs something, you call your friend up, they talk to you, they share things with you, and help you get through things. That's the teamwork. With your friendships and winning, when you see one of your friends do something good out there and become successful, you win also. When there's 5 guys on the court, you win. When you got guys on the bench, like I heard someone say earlier, they win. Okay, so that's the second part of it. So I talked about just the family, and then I talked about the friendship. Now I'm just going to talk about the fun a little bit. I'm going to make that real simple. Now most of us are at the age that I see here, we put things that we call on our bucket list. I'm going to put this on my bucket list, Well, the fun part of life is basketball's taught me, for the love of the game, that there is no bucket list. Your bucket list is every day. Every day we go to the court. I went to the court to meet some people, have some fun, forget about some of the tough things in my life. And I know a lot of the ball players here did the same thing too. You took any problem that you had in your life, you took it to the court with you so you could figure out how to deal with it, how to still love your family, how to communicate, how to live out in this world. That's what the court did to us. So when I talk about the fun part of it, bring your love to the court. You met guys there, and you fought, and they knocked you down, but you got back up. One thing that was said to me last night, I went to visit a friend of mine's mother, Truck, and she says, hey, Nate, I couldn't believe you played ball. You were that little guy, and I kept just saying, there's no way you're going to be able to play ball. And I started laughing at her because I said, I thought that too. But you know what? After getting on the court and the guys sharing their love with me, knocking me down, becoming friends of mine, knowing how to do teamwork with my family for the love of the game, the basketball. I think of everything in my life since I was a youngster as a basketball game, okay? So we talk about the bucket list. I give probably the last 30 years of my life to not coaching like John and some of the others, but coaching on a different court, getting kids off the street, okay, in the inner cities of the small part of North Carolina. I was a Boy Scout leader for 20 years. So it's getting those little guys to come in and wonder, hey, I wonder what we're going to do. And I put the same principles as playing basketball I'm talking about. showing them love. Come on, guys. It'd be 60 guys. They come off the street. A lot of them didn't have the money to buy a Boy Cub Scout uniform. So we had Scout Reach. We get money together from the community, from love, right? We work together as a team, and you put those guys on the team. You had the, Tigers, you had the Wolves, you had the Bears, you had the Weebelows, and we go out and we share our love. But those guys, I told them you had to work together as a team. Who's going to lead? Who's going to be the point guard? You guys got to get your badges together. If your whole Tiger den could not get their badges, you guys are going to lose. So you got to help each other get their badges. And those little guys will grow up, and they become, out of that whole group, 6 Eagle Scouts out of probably 1,000 kids that I've affected their lives over a 20-year period. So that's where the fun comes at in your life, sharing. I said, wow, I like to be out here in the community. So basketball has shown me how to work with community organizations in Atlanta. I saw a lot of kids that could not do math. So I said, let me get out here with these kids in the communities and do what they call STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And launching rockets to robotics to air-powered cars to what I do now is fly drones. I have a drone organization. I'm teaching kids in school of how to fly drones and be on a drone team. They have racing drones. But for the love of the game, it teaches us that. So how can we share our love? That's the biggest thing that basketball has taught me. I'm sorry I didn't stay in the game. And a lot of people told me when I was younger, they said, hey, Nate, you play ball pretty good. Why don't you coach? Well, the basketball court isn't the only coach that you, any court that you can coach on.
Looks like you still play.
Yeah, I still do a little bit. But you can coach on many levels of life. And one thing I just want to thank all the individuals out here. I got a chance to meet a lot of guys in my life. That I never got a chance to meet in my life for playing ball. And I like to meet a lot more of the inductees. And I should have went to Potsdam. I had a chance to go to Potsdam. I'm sorry about that, Coach. Me and you too, buddy. I had a chance. I went up there and I didn't go. But one thing that you do is you keep moving. And my time's up. And I just want to thank everybody and thank my family. And I love you. Have a good day.